Donald John Trump, born June 14, 1946, is an American politician, media personality, and businessman who served as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021. And is the 47th President-elect, set to assume office in January 2025. Donald John Trump was born in Queens, New York, on June 14, 1946. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer. Trump was educated at the New York Military Academy and the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce at the University of Pennsylvania. In 1971, he took over his father's real estate company, renaming it the Trump Organization. The business soon became involved in a variety of projects, including hotels, resorts, residential and commercial building, casinos, and golf courses. His first of many books was The Art of the Deal, published in 1987. In 2004, he launched the reality television show The Apprentice. In 2005, Donald Trump married Melania Knauss. They have one son, Barron. Trump also has 4 adult children from previous marriages: Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany. The net worth of Donald Trump is not publicly known. For decades, Forbes has assessed his wealth, currently estimating it at $5.8 billion as of November 2024. During the 2016 primary, Trump defeated more than a dozen rivals to win the Republican nomination. While he lost the popular vote, Trump defeated former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in the general election by winning a majority of Electoral College votes. His campaign slogan was "Make America Great Again." Trump lost re-election to Democratic candidate Joe Biden on January 6, 2021. But in the 2024 presidential election, he was re-elected to a second term as president, defeating the Democratic nominee Vice President Kamala Harris, and is the president-elect, set to assume office in January 2025. Here are 17 of the most surprisingly brilliant to pass the lips of controversial billionaire businessman turned politician Donald Trump. Whatever else he tries in life, Trump is an inspirational businessman. 1. Part of being a winner is knowing when enough is enough. Sometimes you have to give up the fight and walk away, and move on to something that's more productive. 2. As an entrepreneur, I choose my teachers carefully, very carefully. I am extremely cautious of the people with whom I spend my time and to whom I listen. 3. Experience taught me a few things. 1 is to listen to your gut, no matter how good something sounds on paper. The second is that you're generally better off sticking with what you know. And the third is that sometimes your best investments are the ones you don't make. 4. Show me someone without an ego, and I'll show you a loser. Having a healthy ego, or high opinion of yourself, is a real positive in life. The secret is to know when to show your ego, but know when to turn it off. 5. If you're interested in balancing work and pleasure, stop trying to balance them. Instead, make your work more pleasurable. Work-life balance is the state of equilibrium where a person equally prioritizes the demands of one's career and the demands of one's personal life. Creating a harmonious work-life balance where the demands of personal, professional, and family life are equal is critical. 6. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And do you know what? When I need something from them 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them, they are there for me. It is a natural law and a truth: if you want others to treat you how, treat them the same way. 7. I try to learn from the past, but I plan for the future by focusing exclusively on the present. That's where the fun is. The past provides us with lessons and experiences, and looking back helps us learn many things. But the past is not the present, so focus on the present. The present is the important key to creating the future you want. 8. In a lot of ways it is easier to do things on a large scale. It is easier to build a skyscraper in Manhattan than it is to buy a bungalow in the Bronx. For one thing, it takes just as much time to close a big deal as it does to close a small deal. You will endure as much stress and aggravation, you will have all the same headaches and problems. 9. Don't get sidetracked. If you do get sidetracked, get back on track as soon as possible. Ultimately, sidetracking kills you. If you realize you've sidetracked, you should turn back instead of trying to keep going. 10. I like to think of the word focus as follow one course until successful. If you persevere, all paths can lead you to success. Focus on one course. 11. I don't hire a lot of number crunchers, and I don't trust fancy marketing surveys. I do my own surveys and draw my own conclusions. 12. The point is that if you are a little different, or a little outrageous, or if you do things that are bold or controversial, the press is going to write about you. 13. Get going. Move forward. Aim high. Plan a takeoff. Don't just sit on the runway and hope someone will come along and push the airplane. It simply won't happen. Change your attitude and gain some altitude. Believe me, you'll love it up here. 14. Watch, listen, and learn. You can't know it all yourself. Anyone who thinks they do is destined for mediocrity. Nuoi ton tsong luan kim tun de hok hoi va kong en gung mo rong tri tuk. 15. Criticism is easier to take when you realize that the only people who aren't criticized are those who don't take risks. Don't be afraid of the risk involved and know you're in good company if you're criticized. 16. Entrepreneurs are always taking feedback, especially from their customers, bankers, workers, and sales force. Without straightforward feedback, entrepreneurs cannot make sound decisions. 17. Do not spend too much time planning or trying to anticipate and solve problems before they happen. That is just another kind of excuse for procrastination. Until you start, you won't know where the problems will occur. You won't have the experience to solve them. Instead, get into action and solve the problems as they arise.